I'm sure you've heard the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears or the Three Little Pigs, but have you heard the story about the three children that was born on the same day? Once upon a time, in a bustling town nestled between the mountains, there was three children that was born on the same day. Though they didn't know it yet, their lives would be shaped by the paths they would walk and the homes that they would return to. The first child was Mia. Mia grew up in a small, noisy house at the edge of the town. Her parents worked long hours and often argued, leaving her to figure things out on her own. She learned quickly that to get by, she had to rely on herself. By the time she was a teenager, Mia had grown sharp, quick-witted, and always ready with a clever remark. But deep down, she often felt alone, like she was carrying a heavy backpack that no one else could see. The second child was Leo. He lived in a grand house in the heart of the town. His parents had grown up with very little, so they vowed that he would never ever be in the same position as them, and he would never want for anything. They gave him everything that he could ask for, and did everything for him, from tying his shoes, solving his problems, and even apologising for his mistakes. Leo grew up believing that life would always be easy, but when things didn't go his way, he felt frustrated and helpless, unsure of how to handle life outside of his perfect bubble. The third child was Tamara. Living in a modest house on a quiet street, her parents didn't have much, but they gave her what they could. They gave her love, guidance, and a safe space to return to no matter what happened. When Tamara wanted to learn something, her parents encouraged her to try it herself first, often helping only when she truly needed it. When she made mistakes, they didn't shield her from the consequences, but they always stood by her when she learned from them. As the three children grew up, their lives began to cross paths. Mia was now a fiercely independent young woman. She was streetwise and resourceful. She could solve problems most people couldn't, but her walls were high, and she struggled to trust others. She met Leo one day when he was fumbling with a flat tire on his shiny new bike. Sighing, she fixed it for him, shaking her head at his lack of basic skills. Leo was embarrassed, but he was grateful and invited Mia for a coffee to say thank you. Over time, he learned to admire her grit and determination, but Mia's bluntness often made him feel quite small. She thought he was soft and he thought that she was harsh. Tamira entered their lives one day when they joined the same community project group building a garden for the town. She noticed how Leo would avoid the hard work, joking his way out of responsibility, whilst Mia took on everything, refusing help. Tamira gently encouraged Leo to take on small tasks, praising him for his efforts even when they weren't perfect. She also reminded Mia that it was okay to ask for help and to let others share the load. As the garden grew, so did their understanding of one another. Mia taught Leo the value of resilience and problem solving, but she also realised that letting people in didn't make her weak. Leo showed Mia that life didn't always have to be a battle and reminded Tamara to have fun along the way. Tamara, the bridge between them, showed them both the power of balance, how strength could coexist with softness and independence could thrive alongside connection. On the day when the garden was finally finished, the three stood together, looking at the rows of flowers blooming under the sun. Each had growth in their own way, shaped by their past but not bound by them. The garden began to be a reflection of their journey. Some flowers grew tall and wild, some delicate and orderly, and together they created the most beautiful garden. And so they learned. Mia learned that the struggle can build strength, but it can also build up walls if left unchecked. Leo learned that comfort can bring joy, but without challenge, it can leave you unprepared for life. And Tamira learned that true growth comes from finding the middle path, one where you're supported, yet free to fall, and loved, yet held accountable. And just like their garden, life is the best when we learn from one another, but we grow together. And I wonder which of these children that you can relate to.